live again from South Africa. Okay, I just checked. There's a delay of about 1 minute 20 seconds. So just so you know, if you write a message in the chat, then I can answer it immediately, for example, but you'll only hear the answer 1 minute and 20 seconds later. So just so you know, it's the Wi-Fi. Sometimes the delay is very quick, and sometimes, you know, there's a bit more delay. But at least, how are you doing in South Africa? A typical winter day here, about like 15 degrees, blue sky, sun is shining. And I'm in the Airbnb venue that you've seen on my Instagram, as the owner of the Airbnb is, I think, walking outside. Kom in hoor. Ja hoor, mag hoor. That's JC. She's gonna, of course, work in here as well. But there's guests coming at 4 p.m., which is in 2 hours. So they are preparing. However, they allowed me to be here for a little bit before they come. And I only have about 30 minutes time before I have to go because we go to the beach. So that being said, let's get things up and running. This is my streamers window. And yeah, how you guys doing? Johan Rochana, good to see you here. Lelouch Ryazaki. And while JC is trying to go out of the shot once again. That's a mom of my fiance. But Lelouch Ryazaki, what's up? RE, how you doing? Actually, is the webcam on? The webcam is on. That's good. So how you guys doing? I got the chat on the screen as well, so you can actually see when the messages come in, and then I can respond. Flotty, RE, Beckham, Leshai, welcome. Good to see you as well. And that badge is looking good on you. Werner Geerts, the newest member of the community, basically, like not necessarily member in general member, but the newest member here with the badge behind. So welcome, Werner, another Dutch person as well. So and he was part of the community of Andy, Bitcoin Census. Amazing guy. So we've been chatting on Telegram as well, actually, Andy and myself. So yeah, great guy. And also, again, Mark Dutch, thanks for the introduction. And yeah, it's cool to hang out with other content creators, at least online, of course. Ari won't be up late. You know, gotta work, of course. TXM, George Engel, Thomas, What Team, and Kevin, LJ, man, QZ World, what's up, guys? So what have you guys been writing? Greetings from Austria. Greetings back from South Africa. An amazing week. So far, so good. Absolutely. Hoe gaat het? That's the correct writing. So hoe gaat with a T and then het, H-E-T. That's the right writing. But I'm doing very good, very good. Like, it's winter, but the weather is amazing. Yesterday, if you check my Instagram stories, we actually visited the wedding venue that we're going to have. And we checked the place where we're going to, we rented or we hired a complete, it's called the Spanish Farm. And we basically hired the whole thing, which is 24 beds. It's like 6 villas. Some are double bedroom, and a guest house for our family to stay during the wedding as well, a couple of days. So we visited all these things in real life because we booked it from the Netherlands. So yeah, we had a great day, and now we're here and we go to the beach very soon. George Engel, how you doing? Doing good. The intro music is fire. Yeah, I selected it. It is NFC, so non-copyrighted music, NCS, sorry. But I select the songs I like, right? I don't like the songs that you hear everywhere on YouTube, let's say. So, hello, boss. Hey, mate, how is South Africa? It's great, man. I love South Africa. I mean, it's such an amazing country, amazing people. Sometimes the thing is that might be a bit uncomfortable is the safety. So it's not always, safe as what I'm used to. So sometimes that's a bit on the edge. But, in all the years that I came to South Africa, I never had or encountered any problems regarding safety here. It's just a general knowledge. I think you just have to be streetwise, right, when you're here. Thank you. Really love this channel. Well, thank you for being here and the support, man. I appreciate it. You're going to live stream the wedding. You know what? I'll probably take pictures throughout the wedding and stuff. We have a photographer, but it's Instagram is the place to be for more lifestyle type of stuff. Don't really have a channel for that in Discord, so I might put pictures up there. And there, I don't know. There will be pictures made by the photographer, maybe some sort of a movie, but we'll see. We'll see. Quick leg up for 4 and then down for 5. So yeah, let's jump into the charts, right? So you can see the chat, the YouTube chat is out of my window now as well, right? Just double checking. Yeah, so you guys can see when I look at the chat and not I only have one screen while I'm here. So we gotta do it. So anyway, what we were looking for, let's turn everything off for a second, right? And also let's turn this off. So the previous stream was, I think, 2 days ago, right? Like not yesterday, I believe the day before, when price was, I don't know, price was somewhere here. I don't know exactly where price was, but it was somewhere here, right? So even though this leg to the upside was quite extended, I gave a couple of reasons why the probabilities are higher for this to be a wave C, right? And probabilities of this being a wave C means the probabilities are higher for price to still move towards the downside, where this would have potentially been a bullish scenario where you want to see a wave 1, 2, 3, but as mentioned, you want to see a wave 4 and a wave 5. So if this is a potential 3, you wanted to see a retracement and a continuation to the upside to at least take this high before dropping to below the 0.5 levels. And if we quickly have a look at that 0.5, then with the first move to the downside, which is this structure over here, we already hit the 0.5 or actually got quite close. So the blue line here is the 0.5. You can see price got quite close to the 0.5, and that's not really what you want to see if you expect a longer wave 4, because if this is a wave 1, right, this is a very long wave 2, and then you have a wave 3, so you expect at least a wave 4 to be quite long as well because of the wave 2 being very long in a bullish scenario. But because this move already retraced to basically the 0.5, it also lowers probabilities of this being a wave 4. Because in a longer wave 4 scenario, you prefer to, if price moves down, first hit the 382, before then a longer bounce, maybe move back up for an expanded flat, then go to the 0.5 and then continuation, right? So time-wise, it also matched with more bearish scenarios. And of course, for me, it's difficult to record videos all the time, but you know, I did write updates also this morning over here about what I was looking for on the lower time frames over here more locally, and then eventually price dropped. So you know, I try to keep people up to date, at least in the update section there, but with the content it's not always easy because it's time dependent. But here we are. So now price is ranging over here after we had an expected move to the downside, and I was personally waiting for over here when price was ranging, actually first here, I was waiting for a bit of a move to the upside to test some resistance. And if I toggle on some of the levels, now I didn't do my analysis in the morning, so I'm not sure if there's another daily naked point of control or potentially a daily. That's the only things I really look at, honestly. But what I was looking for, first when price was over here, right? Let me go to the 15 and let's zoom in. So we had a double bottom locally and maybe even like a quadruple bottom with this low. So we had a couple of lows. These got wicked. And that was like interest number one. So potentially I was like, okay, we wicked the lows over here. Maybe price can find some upside, reach the daily naked point of control, potentially for some resistance, and then falling over to the downside. However, if we go to the very low time frame, 3-minute CVD divergences, because after a swing failure pattern I like to hang out on the 3-minute usually. So what we then saw is bearish CVD divergences, price moving up after the wick, price moving down, lower high on price, higher high on yellow, higher high on blue, bearish CVD divergence, which is not really what you want to see after a swing failure pattern where you then want to see continuation. So the bearish CVD divergences here gave a little bit of like a insight into a drop to the downside. And let's see, this is the CVD, trying to find that CVD moment. This was already the drop to the downside. Oh, here's the picture. So we already, like, look, price moving down, CVD moving to the upside, bearish CVD divergences. As I always say, it's good to keep an eye on the CVD. When I like to observe reactions, I like to observe what CVD does, usually on a 3-minute time frame. I don't really like the 1 minute, but the 3-minute is usually quite good. So yeah, probabilities that increase for price to go lower, and then we wait and see what happens, right? But at least what I was looking for was a bit of a move to the upside, testing some resistance before then moving to the downside. So I don't know, it's written somewhere here, I don't want to go through all those posts. So basically price ranging, it fell down, continued, And we had a new resistance level here. We had the daily naked point of control and a time naked point of control, which obviously has been hit. We had the daily and the daily naked point of control. And each of these levels were in level of interest for resistance. And then you observe what price does and, you know, maybe get that move to the downside. Now, the first resistance level was enough. Price moving down. And currently, it is at the range, so you can see it actually tagged this time naked point of control at 25,700, which means we can also, by the way, remove this while we're at it. We can remove this time naked point of control. We can remove that, clean up the chart a little bit while we're at it. We're hanging around the current month point of control, so this is an important level because it's the point of control of this range as well. And if we take the point of control of this range from the beginning over here, from the end to the beginning, then you can see that if we quickly extend this, oh wait, I think I actually have a folder of this range. Let me quickly see. I might, instead of doing all of that, volume profile 2. So here we go. Maybe a little bit to the upside. I'm on a lower time frame now. So as you can see, we basically first found a little bit of support on top of the range here. Fell to the downside, hit the point of control, hit the value area low, and now we are ranging in the middle, which is the point of control area, right? So very nice volume profile here for a bit of support and a little bit of a range potentially to form. So if we look at this scenario from an Elliott Wave point of view, right? So let's go into Elliott Waves because that's what we specialize in on this particular channel, right? So what are we looking for, especially after this drop? Well, let's go to the daily and let me go through this Elliott Wave analysis, and then we go into chatting, and then eventually in like about 20 minutes I have to go because of the beach. So if we go to, and I have many folders as well, I didn't have time to organize my stuff as well, but this is the bearish scenario, right? We are looking for still a bit of a move to the downside in a 3-wave corrective structure where we're looking for a bigger wave C to the downside. Most common target for C is between the two 1.618s, 23.4K to 22K. Rare target, or a more rare target, is the 2.618 sitting at 18.1K. So that is interesting. So these are levels to keep in mind if price moves to the downside. Now, more locally, it means we are looking for a 5-wave structure to the downside. And there's a couple of ways to estimate a potential wave 5 low. Now, let me go to the 12-hour here. So you can see we then have over here wave 1, corrective sideways, WXY in a wave 2, a flat anti-corrective structure, and a zigzag, which was very nice indeed. Then we have a wave 3 to the downside, which goes outside of the channel. And in a second, I'll explain how I pulled the channel because that's important for Elliott Wave terms. Reaching the 1.618, common target for wave 3, pulled from the high to the low of 1 to the high of 2. Very, very nice. For then a wave 4, 12-hour chart, not closing above the 0.5, exactly what you want to see. And the reason I choose the 12-hour, by the way, is because you can still see detail in the wave 2. So the moment I go to like a daily or weekly, I start to lose a bit of like the wave structure that you have over here. And if I go too low, then yes, I can see even more detail, but it's unnecessary, right? So you want to... Elliott Waves is time dependent, time frame dependent. That's why you have different degrees officially in Elliott Waves as well. And this works nicely. So the 12-hour chart, wave 4 at the 0.5, we never got a potential next move up to grab this high if this was a more bullish scenario to the upside for then potentially a 5-wave structure. So the probabilities, this is a 3-wave in a wave 4, are much higher. Then the question becomes, is wave 4 already finished, right? Is this wave 4 already in? And I think, and this is what I really like, guys, like I like to say thank you to you guys as well, because you look, if I'm home in the Netherlands, I can update you guys usually like 3 videos a day, right? But now on the other side of the world, it's more difficult. However, because of you writing in Discord, I stay up to date with what is happening. You guys are basically updating me. You're sharing your scenarios, you're sharing your ideas, which really helps me with the price and action as well, because I don't always have the time to keep an eye on the chart. So KG over here shared a scenario just now. Let me open it. KG, by the way, amazing Elliott Wave counter. Over here, you can check him out and his post as well by writing here, searching for his name. Great counter as well. And he shared this just now, just before I went live in Discord, where he had a potential 3-wave count to the downside. So we then have, or he counts it a little different actually. I didn't check this. So he has a already 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, that's yeah. Let me have a look. C. Oh, he has the zigzag scenario. So then an A, B, C. That's fine. So he's looking at potentially a WX and then a Y, because this is an ABC as well. But what's more interesting, potentially, is this being a three-wave structure, potentially a three-wave structure, and another move to the upside in a wave C. You have a bigger ABC, it potentially then in the bearish scenario, wave 4, where this 4 is then moving to the right side. Now, I think the problem with having another move to the upside, it's actually a different scenario. Funny enough, I didn't actually see that KG, I didn't check the beginning of his count. I only checked very quickly. I saw this as a wave A, and then I started ABC thinking, but I actually didn't saw that your count finished here, which is possible in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you labeled it as C and that as a B. So you're looking at an ABC, which is absolutely possible as well, because that's a scenario I do like to highlight. And that's because this wave 2 retraced to the 382. But okay, it's getting complex, multiple things through one another. So I like to keep up to date with what you guys are writing. And the scenario of KG, let me go into that in a little bit, because he's looking at an ABC, another 3-wave, and then a continuation to the downside. But for a wave 4, because the 0.5 has been hit on the 12-hour, closed against the 05, you don't really want to see price going up here again. That would be more bullish. If it goes to the 0.5 again, continuation is a lot more likely. Now, if we look at a potential 5th wave to the downside over here, a couple of ways to estimate a target. First of all, the 1.236 to the 1.618 pulled from the low of 3 to the high of 4 gives you this area over here between 24.7K, basically this low over here, to the 1.618, which is a 23.6K. Then the 0.618 is a trend-based fib extension pulled from the high to the low of 3 to the high of 4, which is another target for a wave 5. You can also have the 1-to-1 taken from the high to the low of 1 and then put it on the high of wave 4, but that like 1-to-1 is over here, so it doesn't make too much sense. And then you can pull a channel from the high of 2 to the high of 4 to the low of 1. And then the low of the channel is also a target for a wave 5. And what's interesting is that the channel can also give you an idea of the time a wave 5 might take. So you can see over here that in this area, you can see that the low of the channel is in confluence with the target area as well, Fibonacci wise, for a wave 5, which then starts at around the 5th of September to, if we extend this a little bit, to the 17th of September. So it gives you a little bit of an idea potentially that if we get a bit of a 4 move down, what kind of time, time frame we have to think about, right? So the low is definitely interesting. Also this low in general, because on Bybit this low has been taken, but on many other charts it has not yet been taken, which increases the probabilities for this low to eventually be taken. Now more locally, let's see, I had 2 scenarios I quickly made, but I don't really, let me remove these, they don't really make sense. So I was thinking last night a little bit about the hows and the whats. So more locally, I had a few things in my mind. First, I had potentially a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a wave 5. But then wave 3 is extended, wave 5 is extended, which is very rare. 2 extended waves in one impulse. It really doesn't really happen, honestly. Also with this wave 5 then being the highest volume, if this is a 3, so it doesn't really make sense. So what I was looking for at the moment is this to then be a 1, 2. Then we have a, correction. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a wave 5 to the downside over here. The reason I put the wave 1 over here is because I like, if we look here, then you can count the ranges basically, and you could say, okay, we have potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have a 7-wave move, but if this is a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this could be the low of a 1, right? You can't really count this and this last move to the downside in a proper impulsive structure. 1, 2, and then potentially a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. But just explain, this being a wave 5 does not really match with the whole structure, right? So I just put the wave 1 low over here and count this as a potential WXY within Y a zigzag over here. So then a WX and eventually a Y. It's not the cleanest. It's very low time frame counting if you go to the 5-minute and but it's about the general idea which counts the most in this particular scenario. Now this wave 2 in this scenario had a very shallow retracement, and that's something I don't really like. And actually, instead of doing everything over here, let me go to Discord because I did write this down. So it's nice to just go over it here instead of doing everything new. It saves a bit of time, so we can go into chatting a bit earlier. Let me go down here. Okay, so these are the two pictures. That's right. So let me actually open these. Open in the browser. And then open the second one as well. Okay, so these are the two initial pictures I had. So with the idea, of course, price went a bit down, a bit further to the downside. But in this scenario, you can see it's a bit of a vague picture, right? I realize that on my screen it's a bit blurry as well. But just, you can see the count. So we have a 1, 2, and a continuation. Now 2 over here, hitting the 236. It's an uncommon target, rare target. The 382 is rare already. The 236 is very rare. So that's the problem where if we put wave 1 here, the 2 retraced to the 236, which is incredibly rare. Now if we count this as a potential extended fifth, for a wave 4 it looks nice, but I already explained why a wave 5 being extended as wave 3 is extended is a low probability as well. So, preferably it's then just a 1, 2 continuation to the downside and then a 3, 4, 5, honestly. So we then expect a bit of a range to form in a wave 4, which could be nice because we are also in the volume area of this range over here. So it could be nice to have this same range, this same area over here for a bit of a range before then potentially a continuation for a final leg to the downside in a wave 5. Now then remove this over here. And if we would potentially look for the targets, and that's important because we need invalidation. So if this is a wave 3 to the downside and we're looking for a wave 4, so a range, you can see most commonly, there we go, let's talk about this. Oh no, that's the invalidation. Let's keep that one on. So the 236, 0.382 and the 0.5 over here, common targets. Most commonly the 382 to the 0.5 area for the end of a wave 4. What I like about the 0.382 is that the 0.382 is in confluence with these two highs and the beginning of this inefficiency here. So it could be nice to test this area, get a bit of a rejection, see how it goes, maybe continuation, maybe we go further to the upside. However, if we start to enter this inefficiency, this gap, hitting the gap once here and then rejecting, preferably you don't revisit this level again and you first want to see the lows being taken. If price comes back again and moves towards the 0.5, you can see we're in the middle of the inefficiency, which increases probabilities you're going to fill the whole thing. And then you go all the way up here. Now, it's not yet at the invalidation. For me, like the 0.618 is kind of like an invalidation for the wave 4. Currently sitting at 26.8, 26.9k. So that's an area to keep in mind. But the 382 here is a nice level. So let's see how price ranges in this area. And in the bearish scenario, we want to see a move to the downside. That is what we are then looking for. Because in the higher time frames, we are looking for downside. Let me clean the chart. Now what is interesting though, is that the target area for a wave 5, as shown here, is actually higher than the target area for wave C, which is just below. So price, of course, could wick into this area and then still close in here, but this is quite interesting. So there's not perfect confluence between the two target areas. That's not necessary per se, but it is something to keep in mind. So of course, a wave 5 can go lower. It doesn't have to respect the areas, but it's just most probabilities. So this low, at least by all means, is going to be important, 24.7k. Now let me quickly see what you guys are writing about, just to make sure that I'm not missing all your stuff, of course. So press for hovering around that 1 hour order block, the previous stream. Yes, correct. The 1 hour order block was over here, this level, which was at around like 27.2, 27.3. Our level was good. Yo, welcome, robot. What's up, mate? Price was hovering around, yeah, 353, big ABC to the downside, I think, 535. Lelouch had a long night, maybe, a long night. A 353 ABC, yeah. It's a 535 zigzag, indeed. KG, what's up? I'll go to your account in a sec. Couldn't you have a special ATAS template for the point of controls? It's just the TPO template. And then if you have the TPO, so if you have a chart in front of you, right, just any chart, right mouse click on the chart, go to indicators, select TPO, and then in TPO, just, fix the settings or the colors and stuff, and you'll be good. I do have a template, which I can share maybe in the hashtag good to know area in Discord. But it's very simple. So if you right mouse click, go to indicators in Atlas, right mouse click on the chart, click on indicators, then look for TPO, and then you basically have it. That should kind of be it. And of course you want to remove the other stuff. Oh, Raymond, good afternoon, Koenz. Made a nice little trade down from 27k. Me happy. That's what I like to hear. Very, very nice. That's a great trade, man. Tropical Age, this down move since wave 4 is the wave 1 from 5. Yes, that's one that I actually had on my chart before the stream. Is Discord free to join? Yes. So 1 of 5. And let me go to the, just here to smash the like button. We'll watch this stream later today. Yo, Mark Dutch, there he is. I already spoke about Mark Dutch earlier, but there is the legend himself. So, yo, Mark, what's up, man? Caught a short from the 28k point of control. What we like to hear as well. Nice, man, nice. So, yeah, this scenario, like Tropical Age, the scenario you are mentioning, which I think is a very nice one, is this one over here. This. Let me open this in here. I just open the pictures because it saves a bit of time, so I don't have to put everything on the chart, right? So this is indeed a scenario that I had as well. So I have 1, 2, 3, looking for eventually a 4. You can see I have the range over here on the screen as well, right? Value area high, point of control, value area low. And then can you actually see it because of my camera? Yeah, you can. Okay, that's good. So then we have 3, 4, 5, finishing wave 1. And then potentially having a 2 for continuation to the downside. So then you have indeed a wave 1, corrective 2, and then a wave 3 to the downside, which is very interesting because then you can also test some higher resistance levels. Would be actually more bearish as well, because if this is it, a 5 wave, you expect continuation back up. If this is only a wave 1, 2, and then a bigger 3, you're going to expect much lower prices, right? But of course we don't yet know what price is going to do, so it's the probably most bearish scenario basically. But this could be then a 5-wave count indeed. Then you expect a 3-wave corrective structure, and what's nice about a potential 3-wave corrective structure to the upside is that we still have the daily here, daily naked point of control. The weak point of control might move to the downside if we start ranging here for a longer period of time. Also with the weekend coming up, no? What day is it today? Yeah, it's Friday, so it's holiday, so I don't keep track of the days. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. But if I pull a fib from the high, if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then potentially a 5 somewhere down here, right? We don't really know, so let's just estimate. Like, okay, wave 5. Toggle on the standard fibs. Let's actually do a target for a wave 5. So if it goes to the, I wanna be a bit more accurate here. Okay, so a little bit lower. So you can see this high and the daily is quite close to the 786. There might be another point of control here as well, but I didn't check Atlas this morning because, well, we were already out and about. So there might be a point of control in this area, which is then in confluence with the golden pocket as well. So that could definitely be an interesting area around 27.2k, which would also fill this whole move to the downside, right? If you go to a higher time frame, it's basically one gap over here, so you can fill this whole thing to the upside, reach the golden pocket, point of control, potentially daily naked point of control here, and then continue to the downside in a bigger 1, 2, and then continuation, right? Absolutely, I agree. So that Tropical Age, like that's a nice scenario for sure. One to keep in mind. Now, I heard the CVD locally is building some interesting divergences. So let's have a quick look over here. Gotta say, by the way, so in a strong downtrend, bullish CVD divergences can be less reliable because they might be leading. So that's at least something to keep in mind, especially when you are in a strong move and the volume. Yeah, so also the volume, that's so look, if price over here comes down and creates bullish CVD divergences, it's all probabilities. So can these play out? Yes. They can, like, imagine price goes down now, right? Moves down, then you have potentially bullish CVD divergences, who knows, right? Then the target is going to be this high because it's the highest move that we had so far since this low. But because this is a high volume low, and also it's the highest volume low, as you can see, price increasing in volume while price is moving to the, volume increasing while price is moving to the downside, probabilities are lower for a bullish CVD to play out in this particular scenario. Its probabilities, can it play out? Absolutely. Can it be traded? Of course. But it's a probabilities game, I suppose. If it fits your plan and your strategy with your other confluences, there's no reason not to take it, right? So locally, what is happening here? So bearish CVD divergences, if there were any, are invalidated because price took this high. We had a bit of bullish CVD here, higher low in price, lower low in yellow. These already played out. That also means, by the way, that if price would come down now again and it has bullish CVD divergences with this low on potentially the yellow chart, it's a second CVD, which again lowers probabilities. At least that's with the yellow line. So if yellow line moves to the downside here and goes below this pivot, right, creating a lower low on yellow but a higher low in price, it's a second CVD, which again lowers probabilities. It's all probabilities. So what else is happening? We had some bearish CVD here, right? Price moving to the downside, CVD moving to the upside, bearish CVD. But all of these already played out, so that's all good, all fine. Some bullish CVD here, higher low in price, lower low on the yellow line. And now, yeah, well, here we are, 3-minute time frame. Might be some absorption here, very, very locally. I don't really like to go to the 1 minute, but because it happens so quick on the 1 minute. Like this bearish CVD divergence at the high already played out as price took this low. So yeah. But it is interesting, right? If you get a red candle with CVD moving to the upside, let's see what you guys are writing. Mod Alassi, hey bro, what's up? Good to see you back. Queenie Course, how you doing? Have you been driving around on your bike, actually, as it is summer, and you're back from the Maldives as well, so maybe you had some time to drive around on your motorbike. There are only 2 legends in crypto space. That's you and Andy. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Liquid Mafia. Oh wait, Liquid. Yo, Mafia. Liquid Mafia. Let me share a post of him. So yes, it did indeed play out as a T, very, very nicely. But I did see your message and I replied with an emote because, early in the morning, if I don't have much time, because, we are with family of my fiance and we're out and about, I tend to reply with emotes, so people might actually miss a reply. However, over here, Liquid Mafia, check his name. If you're in Discord, make sure to check his name. And you will find that he loves to share his ring charts, which I always love to see as well. And it's fascinating technical analysis. I don't understand it because I don't know much about Fibonacci rings and that sort of stuff. It's a crazy way of analyzing the charts. But he tends to share the rings and the dates as well. So yeah, it's incredible. Like he's like, okay, on this particular date, we might actually cross the ring, so it might increase volatility, and it's quite fascinating. So over here, we found support on the lower ring, right? Price moving up and then moving down, and that's something he explained here. Liquid Mafia. So in this photo, which I'll open in a second, he said the only time we didn't retrace the past rally was in January 2023. Every other time, the rally to the upside was eventually retraced. And he shows that with this particular picture, where over here, we have a ring, price moving up, eventually it moves down. Price pumping up after hitting the ring, but eventually we retrace it all again. This was the only time where price actually moved up and it didn't retrace the move fully to the downside, as you can see. But here again, hitting the ring, moving up, again, fully retraced to the downside. And now hitting an orange ring again, seeing the pump. But as he then explained in Discord, that it's also probabilities, right? He said only once we didn't retrace the rally, and all the other times we did retrace the rally, right? Very, very interesting way of analyzing the charts. And that's when eventually he said this, actually last night, the rings did it again, as presumed, crossed the right like orange ring, basically. We need to stay above the green, otherwise we're heading down. Yeah, and that's where we are right now, basically. So again, we are at the orange ring, price moving up, and it's retracing the whole pump basically to the downside. So very interesting way of analyzing the chart. Fascinating way of technical analysis, I suppose. Liquidations at 24.2, 23.5. 24.2. Oh, that's to the downside, of course. Oh boy, that's a bit further to the downside. Let me actually zoom out here. Oh damn, it's already it's already 2:30. Oops, I have to go, guys. 24.3. Yeah, that's a nice area. Absolutely. Target boxes. Just below this target box here. And we have a bit of an order block, but it got tested once. So further downside might actually be interesting around 22K. Holy moly, time flies when you only have half an hour. Are we already online for half an hour? Holy moly. Yeah, 40 minutes. Oh shit, time flies. Do you have courses on Elliott Waves? No, but I don't really think you need a course to learn Elliott Waves, because the links in the description will give you all the information. There's 2 links in the description. And also, as you are a member, I'm actually not sure if Beckham, I'm not sure if you're a gold, silver, or bronze. I think maybe either silver or gold, because there's not many people bronze, because it doesn't really do anything. But in gold, I have a full, basically gold is, that's where the educational parts are. So I have a whole VOD list where I go through all the different Elliott Wave patterns in detail. I have a stream where I go through all of the patterns with Fib time, so a whole Fib time thing. I show all my Fibonacci templates, my trend-based Fib extension template, the whole shebang. So you could call that a course, I suppose, but it's not a paid course, let's say, where you pay like so many 100, 200, whatever, how many hundreds of bucks, and you go into a course. It's more like the membership being the gold membership, which is a monthly thing of like, I think 25. And yeah, you could watch everything in a week, and you pay 25 bucks maybe for gold, and you got all the info. I mean, it depends on how much you want to support the channel, because in the end it's support for the channel, but I'm here to provide value, educate you guys as well, provide information. And gold is where we got all Elliott Wave stuff covered. After my diving holiday, I've been riding my bike quite a lot, now trying to get back to the charts, but it's hard. Yeah, always after holiday, man. Always after holiday. Pleasure, Liquid Mafia. It was very nice. So just a summary, because I have to go. We have to go to the beach, else my fiance is going to be on my neck. Not joking. She understands. But yeah, just as a summary, right? We have, or on a higher time frame, so we are still looking for a potential C to the downside, right? Lower prices to come, which is this scenario over here, and then a 5-wave move, which is this. This is currently it's probabilities. This is currently the higher probability scenario. So we still expect a move to the downside. However, with the weekend coming, it won't be surprising to see something like this, where wave 3 is in, weekend is going to be a wave 4, then we get maybe a wave 5, wick the lows of the weekend, maybe get a bit of a bounce for potentially 2, and then a move to the downside, or we just continue to the downside anyway, right? We don't, like, that's up for grabs, I suppose. But at least a bit of a range would be nice, especially after the volatility that price had here with this move to the downside. And yeah, trade safe, especially for the long side, of course. Have a clear plan, clear strategy, because it's against the bigger trend and also against the local trend. And the scenario of KG was, and I actually quickly want to at least cover it. The scenario of KG is that this is an ABC. Then you're looking for a 3-wave structure, and then another 3-wave structure. It's currently not yet something I'm looking for, mainly because this then by itself is a big wave WXY. And if this is a WXY, then you prefer to see the end of an impulse over here. So then the whole move to the upside from the lows, 15K to here. Preferably, this is then the end of a 5th wave. So either like this whole thing is then a 5-wave structure. This is then the end over here. And then you have a bigger 3-wave correction, which at the moment is not yet very likely, but it is good to have a scenario in mind like KG has, and you can find his screenshot in the group again, where price then could potentially move to the upside, as he has shared over here. So ABC to the downside, an A has finished, potentially 3-wave structure, take the low at 24.7K for a B, and then a C. That's what he's looking for, right? But you can check this picture out in Discord. Luke Antonello update. I'm live on YouTube. Thank you, KG. Yeah, sorry guys, of course times are very random. That's what happens with holidays, but I still try to be on the charts and give you some information and some insights whenever I can. Koenz Trading Academy, maybe something for the future. Robot volatility theory, 20th of payday. Might be interesting to check some statistics about it, actually. Thanks for the powerful tier and enjoy your holiday in South Africa. Thank you. Okay, I gotta move. LJ, Werner, Farshad, Robot, everyone here, Liquid, Mark Dutch, RE, Queenie, and the whole I Am Game. What's up? Thanks for being here. I gotta go. You will see the pictures on my Instagram. If you have Instagram, you can follow it. Link in the description. But I upload stories about everything I'm doing here and stuff. So have a great day. Trade safe. And make sure to keep writing in Discord, because now roles are reversed. I keep an eye every day whenever I can. I check the Discord group over here, and I scroll through your posts, and I just check what are you guys. Also, by the way, thanks for being, sharing valuable info, having valuable discussions in Discord where everyone benefits from the discussions. Also, a great discussion today with TXM, DeWalt, KG in here, Yusuf. So yeah, great things being shared in the group when I'm away as well and have little time. So thanks for keeping it, to the point and sharing valuable content in the group. And whenever I'm online, I also check you and I check your posts to be updated myself. So yeah, this time you're maybe the content creators when I'm on holiday. So thanks for hanging out. Let me actually open and switch to the camera because I gotta move because beach is calling. So thanks for being here in the live streams. Thanks for sharing your knowledge and expertise in Discord as well. I love seeing the activity whenever I can. I'm gonna enjoy the beach now. Of course, holiday. I'll be with the mom and my fiance, and I think some friends of her mom as well. But yeah, I'll show some pictures on my stories. So thanks for watching. I appreciate your time, and we will see each other again very soon whenever I can. So see you next time.